crucial. Now, earlier I said Uranus X-Plane and the Hayabusa right on the money, baby.
You are right on
Feeling
the money.
it. It's the semifinals, man. I gotta be on point with the predictions.
And you are definitely on point. But the main question here is that, yeah, definitely KLVJ is more than likely going to be playing the Hayabusa, but they can still switch it up. Hayabusa on the side lane is not a bad choice, specifically up against a Paquito. He'll have a lot of safety, and that's the Cho.
Ooh, they get the Cho.
Oh, no.
And so that is going to be... No, that's not a double ling.
That's a Cho.
That's a Cho. There we go. There we go. Cho was just hiding. It's like, yo, I need a substitute order. They were less than 15 minutes each. So there is still the potential for Execration to end this quick. But other than that, they also scale really well in the late game with their Uranus for a lot of sustain and the Claude as well.
Yeah, and it's a signature trademark of Execration to make sure that the games last longer than it should. And they have matured as a team because of that. They can last longer than they should. And they can end the game as fast as they can if they choose to and if Aura-PH allows it. But with game number 1 starting in this best of 5 series, that is a big question in the minds of a lot of people watching.
Greed is going to be where my eyes are going to be on. Yes, that made sense what I said just now. Eyes on Greed for the Aura-PH rotation to see how they're going to be handling it. It seems like JP is going to be focusing a little bit more help onto Benny QT's lane so that they can really pressure Claude to give him a difficult time for that early game farm so that it delays the mid to the late game of Execration coming in.
Kelra is having a bad time already, giving first blood to the side of Aura. That is not how you want to start it off as a Claude.
Yeah, and that's Aura-PH taking a page out of Execration's book. The last time we saw Chaknu bring in the Popol and Koopa, or one of the Popol and Koopa games he had, he really stuck to his gold laner, and that's what Aura-PH are doing now. Where you did this at one point, we learned we're going to do this, and we're going to do it to punish your gold laner.
Let's talk about this real quick, though. In terms of just the big team fights, there are a lot of options here for Execration to go for the crazy sets. We got the Matilda, we got the Kufra. How can Aura handle that type of pressure in the game?
Yeah, big questions there. They're really going to need to maintain or conserve, rather, their abilities for crowd control. You have the traps, you have the bite to get the stun in. You really have to conserve your Tempest of Blades. That has a bit of a knock-up. Greed also has to watch out here because Execration, that doesn't need to be a front-to-back lineup. That's going to be a scrappy, we're going to dive, we're going to come on to you from all angles type of team fighting with all the numerous mobility abilities that they have.
And with the small things that Aura has been doing, they saw KLVJ in the top lane. Might as well secure the objectives for themselves. Give Lord Hades that little bit of advantage against KLVJ, against Kelra even.
And Aura-PH now, they have to watch out for that. So far, they're handling it well, but Execration seem to be not so eager to getting the turtles early or contest it way too much. Rather, they're looking for trades. If they're not going to be the ones getting the turtle, then Execration are going to go for the push. They're going to even out the pressure that Aura applied earlier in the gold lane and then help Kelra just a little bit more. But Kelra might need some more help, but nope, I spoke too soon. He backed off.
But Chaknu is there to assist him if ever Aura does decide to go for the team fight with a couple of seconds on the turtle coming up in the top lane. They really need to secure priority over that. But as we say that, Aura does have priority over pretty much the entire lanes, all the lanes here in the game.
Yeah, going into the late game though, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing how Aura-PH will stop Renjo's Uranus. So far from the early to mid, you can really just give that Uranus help, but then come the really late game, once we get to 18-20 minutes and the gold doesn't matter anymore, they have their items locked in, I don't think they'll have enough damage to deal with this Uranus, especially since Aura-PH or Execration will be sticking a little bit more together with the team fights. It'll all be diving together, and you're really not going to be able to make the most out of the high and dry on the Cho. So burst damage versus that Uranus is something that is going to be lagging for Aura-PH. They want to end this game 15 to 18 minutes.
And with the way that Aura has been doing this, it looks like that they are telegraphing that. They're trying to secure early game by shutting down Kelra as much as possible. They're trying to get all of the buffs that Lord Hades can get. Try to secure the turtle that's spawning in about 13 seconds. That's how they can get the advantage here. Execration, their 3 members are already leaned towards the top side, as in the middle lane, it's Etomax trying to deal with Kilowatt and Lord Hades. Just a couple of seconds in, there is a big team fight over the top side. The range doesn't connect. Betty Cutie forces the flicker out and still gets the kill with the passive.
Wow, Chakno. I think that was actually with a hit from the turret that eventually got to Benny QT because of the moment Tyrant's Rage brought Benny QT closer to the turret. But now the turtle is up here. Execration, this might be a free one for them, but Aura will contest.
Lord Hades is too far away. He has the orange buff. He got it, and they are going to be giving it away to Execration. No, no contestation there. They know that if they fight, they will fall down.
Greed attempted though. Tried to flame shot the turtle away. Would have been legendary if he got that. But Aura PH deciding to play it safer here because they did lose Benny QT, someone who would really be a important member of a team fight. But the Awe Mask now picked up here by JP. That's going to be more crowd control that Execration has to watch out.
And speaking of crowd control, Chakno forced to go out of the crowd control ranges that Aura has, and eventually Lord Hades takes him out.
That's what I said earlier. Aura PH has to look to punish Chakno when they find him. But now Kelra is going to get stunned up here by JP. Let's see if Aura PH will follow it up. JP will just force Kelra back away, and that is going to be a lot of damage onto that turret. No, a broken turret by Aura PH.
The way the Aura has been playing this, they're playing it safe. This isn't the textbook Aura that we know that likes to go for the team fights as the same as Execration. This is Aura just wanting to secure game number 1 to get that easy momentum. They get the objectives first, despite Execration being the team that really wants to get the objectives. And they will snowball this into the mid game if this keeps up.
And now what I'm going to be watching out for here is, wow, I was just about to say, Chakno, how is he going to be positioning around the middle area of the map? Because now he's getting chased down.
Kelra does have the Blazing Duet available, and Chakno has nothing to do there in that fight.
Non-stop. Really, just if you see Chakno run him down, yes, he's the tank, but then you're really going to be able to shut down what Execration wants to do from early to mid if you shut down Chakno, because he'll be lacking items.
He is. And look at this, though. Bottom lane already quite opened up by Execration. Win elsewhere in the game. They lose Chakno. They trade the turret for that. That's all perfectly fine and dandy. Renzio, though, is down to half HP, but he's still a Uranus. He will be able to survive that. And KillVJ is down to half HP. Etomax does have the Circling Eagle, but will not be committing it as they are not in a prime position to go for a fight.
Uranus versus Paquito. The Uranus wins time and time again. After you get that point where the level 2 and level 4 power spike of the Paquito won't give you the Uranus a difficult time, he'll just be able to dance around, heal through the damage, and he can toss.
Speaking of which, Renzio face checks against 3, and he might just well fall down, but he still managed to make it out alive. And the Max forced to make it out of there as Aura secures the door for themselves. Renzio is low, backing off. Chakno does have the rage available, will not be actually using it as they take down Renzio. KillVJ has to run away. He is in danger. JP still has an opportunity to go for the G Kundo, and Lord Hades just dashes in, secures the kill.
And this game is going really well for Aura PH, but Execration evened it out because, of course, the dominance of that Uranus in the bottom lane. Execration now will also be able to push the top, and QT he did not get to Kelra just in time to stop his TP, but then he'll be able to go home there. So now Execration needs to watch out or make the most out of their side lane pushes. Key to victory unlocked here, JP's finest, and JP is having a tremendous game so far with the Poplin Koopa.
2-0-3, having a good time rotating across the map. Not really experiencing a lot of difficulties going up against Chakno because they have been the ones that are being the threat instead of Chakno being the threat. Speaking of which, Renzio is in a bit of a trouble. He's running with the flight burner.
Yeah, that's what Koopa sounds like.
As the turret falls down, 53 seconds left on the turtle, an objective the Execration wants to secure.
Blade of the Heptasy secured by KillVJ, so Greed, JP have to watch out for here. But actually, having a Popol and Koopa go up against a Hayabusa, that actually just seems like a smart move because now you have a higher chance of splitting the damage of the Shadow Kill to Koopa, Popol, and the rest of the team. I just realized that now.
You're right. And if they pair that up with a minion wave fight, KillVJ is not going to be a factor. If anything, it has to be Kelra that can dish out the most damage, and KillVJ just dive in for the finishing blow, technically.
And now, see here, Orapi is having a difficult time dealing with Renzio split pushing, and he's really, that's all that he's going to keep doing. Push the lane, push the lane, push the lane, because you're going to force Aura to now fight 4 versus 4 team fights just so that they can defend the lane, and this point, a 4 versus 4, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the Execration. We're getting to that point because of the damage of the Claude.
Not unless Chaknu gets taken out, but he manages to make it out alive. The Turtle is now down to low HP. Kelra's in position. It will be secured by Aura, and they will be backing off. Etomax not in a prime position to really help out Kelra here. Goes for the BMI out, but BMI's towards JP and Greed. But KLVG is going to be there with a shadow kill. Gets a kill off of Greed, and he is on the chase for JP, but Etomax takes him out.
Counterplay after counterplay. It's not over yet. Kilowatt going up against Renjo. Chaknu's pass out. Hades and Benny Cutie are going to get trapped here, but RPH are fighting it out. Hades trying to stay alive. He's going to get on the wall. He's going to be able to lifesteal from the Ursa, but no. Renjo chases him down. The light construct blowing up that Ling.
2 for 3 trade for the Turtle. That is all fine and dandy for Execration. They can convert this into a turret push in the mid lane and apply a lot more pressure in the bottom lane, as Renzio's doing right now.
Ooh, Aura PH have to be trembling just a little bit. Not impossible for them to regain a little bit more momentum in this matchup, but Execration, the lineup that they have here, just really looking at it in the mid to the late game, can do incredibly well unless Greed. The Kagura will be one of the X factors here for Aura PH. Unless Greed has other plans here and he can pull off another MVP performance on the Kagura. Something that he jokingly said early on in the season. He apologized on social media saying, "Sorry, I only know how to play Kagura." But that's how good he was.
Kind of like TDZ.
Kind of like TDZ. TDZ plays, Kagura. Shout out to the Filipino broadcast, by the way.
Yeah, big shout out to you guys. But yeah, Greed can out micro anybody on this Kagura. Dare I say, even against Carl TZ. If push comes to shove and that is a matchup that we see, it may happen that Greed will be able to out micro Carl TZ. But as I say that, he won't be. Renzio's not going to be able to out micro Benny Cutie and Lord Hades at the same time.
Yeah, so Benny Cutie is going to be the main defensive answer for Aura PH versus that Uranus. Should be able to handle it just a bit, but he'll need help. Hence why Hades and Benny Cutie, now I'm going to be eyeing out their rotations, how they're going to be making themselves a presence all throughout the map.
Oh man, this is big. Chaknu is not able to find any positioning in the entire game. We haven't seen a good revenge, good rage off of him, and it's all due to the fact that Aura really likes to check all the bushes, and they can survive all the face checks that they want to do.
Like I said earlier, they have the face check, they have the bush checks without having to face check. They can throw in abilities, and I like how JP and the rest of Aura responding to Chaknu's rotations, and it's actually how a lot of teams responded to Chaknu's rotations all throughout the season, because he really likes to place himself in aggressive advanced positions, and they would just blow him up. At this point though, it is going to be too risky to chase him. We're past that point. We're already past 10 minutes, so they're just going to be happy with whittling him down, knowing that he's there.
A lot of information being given away by Chaknu, just trying to get rid of the traps. And another trap. You might see another one. No traps there. But, that's a lot of information given. And that's not allowing Aura to position themselves towards the Lord, which they want to try to secure for themselves to get a little bit more advantage in the top lane.
Yeah.
Chaknu with the revenge and the rage onto JP. And that is definitely him deleted with the Circling Eagle last hit by Etomax. It's already a Luminous Lord spawning in Execration. They are taking priority in the top lane.
Yeah, RPH will not have their tank here. Execration can push out this lane and then go for the Lord eventually, but they don't have to necessarily, as that's going to be KLVJ getting picked off there by the members of RPH. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, you see there on the right side of your screen, Renzio, Benny Cutie, one-on-one. He'll be able to flicker out, but Renzio says, you really want to stop my split push? Now you can't. But now RPH have a bit of a wraparound advantage against Execration. The Kilowatts are trying to go after the members of Execration. Etomax lands the Circling Eagle, takes out Greed. Kilowatt trying to take down Etomax, but that's going to be a Matilda. Going to be hard to chase. Lord Hades gets away, and that will be a reset for both squads.
That was almost Lord Hades being caught in between a rock and a hard place with Etomax position where Lord Hades was running from. He did not have finch points. He already expended the Tempest of Blaze. He could have been taken out, but Aura just instead responded to him like, "We're coming to save you, bro. Chill."
The Circling Eagle, if I'm not mistaken, was locked onto Kilowatt initially. But then since Kilowatt and Greed decided, okay, we'll try to take this Matilda down together, that turned around right in front of their faces as it was actually Etomax who was able to land the kill onto Greed. So, yes, now we're seeing here again the beauty of the lineup of Execration. It's not your orthodox style of team fight, slow front to back. It's we're gonna come from you at all angles, and that's what we've been seeing lately. Still a relatively close game. 57% is the win rate percentage here for Execration. Don't count out that 43% though on Aura PH.
It's still pretty much anybody's game at this point. All tier 1 turrets are pushed out. Execration ahead by just a bit, taking down the tier 2 and the tier 2 turrets in the top and the bottom lane, but they still have to really commit to controlling the entire jungle of Aura if they want to push Lord Hades back a little bit more. Renzio is already low on HP. There's a shadow kill to take down Benecutie. That is a slight opening for Execration.
KelVJ was actually the one almost taken down there, but good response by Execration to rotate and help him out. Aura PH were just simply outplayed there, and Hades has not been given hell, but the rest of his squad, the rest of his team have. Now it's difficult for this link to really find an opening throughout the map.
Kelra is low, forces BMI out, goes for the Blazing Duet. Greed is low, but they get stunned by the trap, and Kill is gonna go for Kelra. He managed to make it out alive. JP flickers forward. That's already Greed falling down. They're still going in for the fight. Chakno still has a rage, and he can use it right now, but instead, it's just gonna have to be just the normal damages here for the rest of Execration to secure that, and they have priority over the Lord.
Again, a really close game, but Aura are having a difficult time here, fighting out Execration every time they see each other. Early on, Aura PH were able to get those little wins by getting the pickoffs onto Chaknu and to whoever Chaknu decided to help. They also got the early first blood against Kelra. But again, at this point, this is a lineup with the Claude and with the Uranus will shine mid to the late game.
We're already in the mid game, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Lord pushing in the top side. Execration will want to make plays somewhere in the mid lane, somewhere in the bot lane to keep the pressure away from the Lord. But we're seeing Aura rotate towards the top side of things to make sure that their inhibitor turret doesn't fall down.
Now Aura PH will have to manage this wave. This has the potential to be an incredibly devastating push, as their main source of wave clear is just technically the Paquito and the Kagura. So they might lose 2 inhibitors here at most.
They're already sieging up the top lane. Bottom lane is being sieged up by Renzio. Let's focus all our attention here in top lane as the Lord Hades himself is taking down the Lord. Manages to take it out. Bottom lane, Renzio still trying his best to zone out Benecutie from the fight. Still waiting for an opportunity to go for the mid lane here. Execration just knocking on the doors. Not much happening here. Will be forced to quad shadow out KelVJ. Chakno jumps in for the revenge. Goes for the bouncing ball to prevent Greed from bouncing everywhere. Goes for the yin yang overturn as well. No skills available for Aura, but they're still fighting back to take down Chakno. Kelra forced to die, as well as Itomax takes down Lord Hades. That is a big pick-off, but that is a 1-for-3 trade for Aura.
Aura PH almost lost 2 of their inhibitors, but they handled that defense incredibly well, especially how they handled that team fight up top. It really looked like Execration found a massive opening as Itomax landed a 3-man knockback with the circling eagle. Because of the traps, the sustain, the control abilities that they have, the crowd control, and Greed just being in a good position to deal the damage, Aura PH were able to turn it around. I said it, don't count out that 43% win rate percentage for Aura in this game.
Pretty sure there may be a slight swing in the win percentage here as KelVJ and the rest of Execration still have to find that one big team fight that can secure the game for themselves.
And the thing is, Execration, that will all be set up by Chaknu or Itomax. Just catch off Aura PH off guard. We might see one. Oh, but he lands right onto the trap.
That was quite unfortunate for Chaknu. Renzio still pushing in with the aggression here. He's soaking up all the damage. He can handle it. He's already a mid-game Uranus, approaching the late-game Uranus here.
Bloodwings picked up here by Itomax, which means they will not be afraid to really just go for those dives. He wants to be a tempo setter or a team fight setter alongside Chaknu. And now the Malefic Roar was picked up by Hades, so Execration have to watch out for the split pushing capability of Aura PH. Execration will have the tools to handle that. And at this point, it will be quite difficult for Aura PH to pull off a massive split push. But just as I say, Renzio is going to be forced back. Benecutie with a knockup with the Jeet Kundo lands. Immortality has been popped. I won't be surprised if that Uranus will be able to go down, and he does go down. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, that is going to be a trade. It looks like it's going to be a base race. Let's see if Aura PH will go back. Itomax trying to defend. And trying to attack.
They're backing off right now. I thought it is going to be a base race, but they will be trading out the inhibitor turrets for themselves. That is a good play by Execration. They already lost Renzio. Renzio bought a lot of time for them to secure the first inhibitor turret in the bottom lane.
Equally, I want to say that was a fantastic play by Aura PH. Even though Execration were knocking at their base, they were like, no, we can do this. We'll take the turret. We'll force them to go back. And eventually, it was Execration who did. So it was like a 50-50. Both of them played that incredibly well.
Yeah, and the gold swing is not as big. It's only a couple of hundred here in favor of Aura. And I kind of want to ask you, like, if push comes to shove, it's KLVJ and Lord Hades in a base race. Who do you think is going to win?
Well, a part of me wants to say that it's going to be the marksman. Hades. Sorry, I thought you said Kelra. They're both Ks. They actually... that's a tough question.
Really?
It seems like it's quite dead even. Because in terms of their item builds, whoever has the Malefic Roar first, maybe. But I think at this point they will. I haven't seen KLVJ pick it up yet. So far, it's only Hades with the Malefic Roar.
Yeah, because I feel like this may just go down to that type of fight. Like it's a base race. I believe that. No, that's not going to be the first base race here. It's Sunsparks and Onyx. Yeah, I remember that. But it feels like that is the game that we have here. Execration likes to secure their objectives so much so that they will do whatever they can to create space for anybody to secure an inhibitor turret or start pushing, just like what Renzio did during the earlier part of the game. At the same time, Aura, they want to secure objectives as well. They're playing safe. They're not being as proactive because they understand that Execration can counter-initiate.
Yeah. Split the map is what Aura PH has to do and what they've been doing well the past 4 minutes of this matchup. And they might be able to get the Lord, but here comes Execration to contest.
Chakman's looking for an opening here to go for the raid.
Oh, the damage!
There goes the blazing duet. Kelra takes down Lord Hades. The Lord goes to their side, but they get a double off of Greed as well. And on the top lane is Benecuti and Renzio. Trying to split push, but KLVJ and Kelra, they are getting more and more kills here. Atomax can pretty much take down JP here with his wisps, and it's forcing Benecuti to fall back.
Lord secured by Aura PH, but they get punished by what the Kelra just happened. He found the perfect entry, blazing duet onto 4, and now Execration have their eyes on potentially ending this game, Nomad.
And Renzio will deal with the Lord. The rest of Execration will deal with the base. They're doing what they can, or PH, JP forced to use his ultimate, but the shadow kill is just way too much. And this is going to mark the first game in the series. Execration will secure it.
They just need a minion wave though.
Yeah, they just need a minion wave.
They don't have a minion wave. They're juggling the tower hits.
Lord Hades.
They're trying to survive. They're forcing the issue. Okay, Execration gets it. So close though.
So close. I thought Lord Hades would have just spawned and then just Tempest a play.
Yeah. Wow, a great start there by Execration as we look at their winning moment brought to you by Oppo A94. It could